The following is a live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 10th day of April, 2024. We have a natural doubleheader for you. If we pick two teams and they happen to be playing two games on a given day, we do both the games. And what makes it strange is where we're doing the doubleheader from, because it's 1988. In fact, it's June 17th, 1988, and we're in Los Angeles for the Padres and the Dodgers. And for whatever reason, because as Albert Hammond will tell you, it never rains in Southern California, we have a doubleheader between the Padres and the Dodgers. So obviously at some point we're making something up. And so you get 18 innings or maybe more of the Padres and the Dodgers. Tim Leary and Ed Whitson in Game 1, and the corpse of Don Sutton going for the Dodgers in Game 2. The Dodgers are underperforming. That was a great segue, Ron. They are 32-29 and trailed the Cincinnati Reds by a healthy margin. I think it's like 5.5 games. The Padres, if they sweep today, reach 500. And remember, the entire National League West outside of the Braves finished above 500. The Padres are not a bad team. And their lineup actually isn't too terribly terrible. Whether they can make a race out of it's another story. It really seems to be between the Reds and the Dodgers. But the Dodgers need this more than the Padres do. Again, the Padres are 31-33. This is game 65 and 66 for San Diego. The Dodgers are playing games 62 and 63. And so it's a doubleheader. It's Timmy Leary and an experiment versus Ed Whitson. That's the first game. And Don Sutton going for the Dodgers in game 2. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do this, shall we? As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988 from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. It's a doubleheader between the Los Angeles Dodgers and San Diego Padres. And tonight's games are brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Let's play 3. How was the eclipse for you, John? Let's first tell you about Tim Leary. Tim is not underperforming, unlike some of his Dodgers teammates. He's making his 13th start of the year, 30 years old. Steeler fan, how are you? Fastball at 89 for Leary. He's 8-3 with an earned run average of 2.04. Second in ERA, third in wins, and 19th in strikeouts. In fact, his last start came 7 days ago, last Friday night, so about a week, down in San Diego, a 2-1 win. He went 8 innings, 135 pitches, 8 hits. A run it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 4. Coming off a 4-hit shutout of the Reds on the 5th. So his last 2 starts have been quite productive. In fact, he's lowered his ERA from 2.40 to 2.04. 88 1/3 for Timmy. 71 hits, 22 runs, 20 earned. I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm glad you are well. 2 home runs allowed. He has walked 21 and struck out 57. We haven't had the Padres on, and hopefully Forrest will show up for one of these. Marvell Wynn will lead off in center field. Roberto Alomar, just 20 years old, at second, will bat second. Tony Gwynn in right field. I believe this is his Retro Sports Network debut. Unless he played in the 85 All-Star game. Hard to believe that in the 6 years we've been doing this, we've never intentionally done Tony Gwynn. John Kruk is at first. He'll clean up. Keith Moreland is in left. He'll bat 5th. He's taking over for Kevin McReynolds. Benito Santiago behind the plate will bat 6th. And remember, it was in 87. He had that 34-game hitting streak as a rookie. Chris Brown at third will bat 7th. Gary Templeton at short will bat 8th. And Ed Whitson on the mound will bat ninth. Leary can go the distance. John says, cloudy but not overcast. You could see through the breaks in the clouds, very much like the one in 17. Had a great time. Just sat out front where I lived and took it all in. Defensively for the Dodgers in Game 1, Danny Heap a 6 and a 2 in left. John Shelby a 5 and a 5 in center. Mike Marshall a 2 and a 6 in right. Jeff Hamilton a 4 at third. I'm not sure at this point Pedro Guerrero has gone to St. Louis. Dave Anderson, the columnist, is an 8 at short. Steve Sachs a 4 at second. Franklin Stubbs a 5 at first. Mike Scioscia behind the plate a 9 and a 6. And Larry is a 7 on the mound with a 983 fielding percentage. So as we play these games of June 17th, the Mets, the Reds, the Brewers, and the Twins are all in first place. Let's go Padres, we hear. There's a whole bunch of goats here, too. Marvell Wynn at 267, just one home run. Now we know where Robin Yount's home runs came from. And 12 RBI. And Leary starts the doubleheader, a fly ball, left center field. Shelby running over will make the catch, and there's one out. For Roberto Alomar, hitting 274, 2 homers and 18 RBI. Ground ball to Sachs, over to Stubbs, 2 out. 9.78 for a first baseman fielding percentage is awful. Steeler fan is currently playing Game 3 of the 2016 Eastern Conference semifinals between the Penguins and the Capitals using Stratomatic hockey. Patrick Hornquist put up the Penguins, the Steelers. There you go. He'll be happy. 1-0 at 2:52 of the first. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. Tony Gwynn hitting .319, 2 homers, and 20 RBI. It has an 8-game hitting streak. Fly ball right field. Marshall will take it, and that will retire the side. Padres go in order. Half an inning in the books, no score. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Eddie Whitson tastes good like a cigarette should on the mound for the Padres. He has finished his experiment with the Yankees, and safe to say it went poorly. 33 years old, fastball at 84, and a standard pitcher, or a Chevron pitcher, as we are in Southern California. Making his 14th start of the year, he is 5-4 with a 2.93 ERA. And one of the reasons why the Padres are doing as well as they are, he is on 5 days rest. So he pitched last Sunday down in San Diego, and in his 6 2/3, contributed to a 3-0 shutout of the Dodgers. 97 pitches, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. 86 innings, 82 hits, 38 runs, 28 of those are earned. 8 home runs. He's walked 17 and struck out 51. So Whitson has had pretty good control, and as we said, 5-4 with a 2.93 ERA. In fact, in his last 2 starts, he's given up 1 earned run in 14 2/3. Or over 14 2/3. Steve Sachs will lead off for the Dodgers here in Game 1 at second. Franklin Stubbs at first will bat second. Danny Heap in left, no Kirk Gibson for this one, at least to start. He will bat third and play left field. Mike Marshall cleans up in right. John Shelby in center will bat fifth. Mike Scioscia behind the plate will go sixth. Jeff Hamilton at third batting seventh. Dave Anderson at short goes eighth. And Tim Leary will bat ninth. And Whitson can go maybe 8 on a good day, if he's really economical all the way. I got to sneeze here before I sit the Padre defense. Keith Moreland a 3 2 in left. Marvell Wynn, the former Pirate, a 6 3 in center. Tony Gwynn a 6 8 in right. Chris Brown a 6 at third. Gary Templeton a 7 at short. Robbie Alomar an 8 at second. John Kruk a 4 at first. Oh, that was fun. Benito Santiago a 10 6 behind the plate. And Eddie Whitson a 7 on the mound with a 909 fielding percentage. Sachs at 276, 2 homers and 14 RBI. There's a fly ball, left center field. Wynn moving over, goes back, makes the catch, 1 out. Chamber of Commerce evening for this twilighter here at Chavez Ravine. 68 degrees, winds blowing out to right center at 6. Here's Franklin Stubbs. Franklin hitting .217, 3 homers and 10 RBI. Ground ball to Templeton, has to come in for it on the grass, makes a poor play. Somewhere Whitey Herzog gets a chuckle as Franklin Stubbs reaches on an infield hit. Templeton actually has done a better job in the replay fielding than he did in real life. Danny Heat hitting .370, no homers and 6 RBI. Stubbs a good threat to steal after Woodson throws over. Stubbs is back. So Stubbs will go. There goes Franklin. Benito Santiago's throw down to Templeton, and Franklin has his 3rd stolen base of the year. He'd still 11 overall in real life. So Dodgers have a runner in scoring position, 1 out for Heap and a 1-strike count. Got him. That was big, an 0-2 changeup on the inside corner. 2 out for Mike Marshall, hitting .269, 8 homers and 42 RBI. I learned, by the way, a new jeer last night from Andy in Claremont, New Hampshire. Pitch to Marshall is a line into left center field. Marvell Wynn will pick it up off a hop. Stubbs with good speed. He should round third and score. He is waved home by Amalfitano and will score without a throw. And so it's 1-0 Dodgers, 2 outs here in the first. So an RBI single from Marshall. Here's John Shelby hitting .263, 2 homers and 20 RBI. Update from the Igloo. Chris Kunitz makes it 2-0 and 5:01 of the first, scoring his 4th of the playoffs. It's the Penguins 2. The Capitals, 0. 2 out. Here's Shelby. Into center. Wynn moving over. And will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the second in game 1, 1-0 Dodgers. So Kruk, Moreland, and Santiago to face Leary here in the second. Kruk hitting .271, 3 homers, and 20 RBI. No wonder why John's rooting for the Padres. Kruk is just such a colorful character. Leary's pitch. Slow chopper to Stubbs, who waits for it, underhands it to Leary, and Kruk. No one's going to accuse him of being fleet of foot, and there's 1 out. So here's Keith Moreland, hitting .266, 4 homers, and 26 RBI. He had 5 and 511 at-bats. He's had 4 and 188. Popped up, right side, Sachs. A rainmaker here in Southern California makes the catch and 2 out. For Benito Santiago, kind of one of the more underlooked catchers. Good in his day, kind of like Bill Freehan. Good, but not really considered great, hitting .267, 7 homers, and 35 RBI. And one of the few players in this replay that was in last year's 2001 replay. Ground ball to Anderson, Dave deep in the hole, throws to Stubbs, and Santiago is retired. So Leary gets the Padres in order in the second after an inning and a half, 1-0 Dodgers. So Socha, Hamilton, and Anderson. Mike hitting .209, 2 homers, and 25 RBI. In the left center, Wynn runs over, makes the catch, and there's 1 out. Brings up Jeff Hamilton. Jeff hitting .245, 5 homers, and 19 RBI. Ground ball to Alomar. Robbie with his fantastic play over to Kruk for the out. 2 away. Alomar, 19 great plays to 5 poor plays, and his defense has saved 9 runs for San Diego. Here's Dave Anderson. Dave at 263, no homers and 5 RBI. Whitson winds and deals, and that's a base hit in the left center field. Moreland will throw it back in, and that's a 2-out single. Third hit for the Dodgers. That's the good news. Tim Leary can actually hit. He's hitting .344 with 2 doubles and 3 RBI. Struck him out, and that's the inning. So 2 for Whitson now. A 1-2 fastball got him looking. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the third here in game 1. Dodgers 1, Padres nothing. So Brown, Templeton, and Whitson to face Leary here in the third. Chris at 258, no homers and 10 RBI. Ground ball, right side, base hit. So the first hit for the Padres. Here's Templeton, Gary at 229, 3 triples and 11 RBI. Brown, wow. Chris Brown makes me look fast. And that's saying something. Pitch to Templeton. Base hit down the line and right. Marshall's going to have to go get it. Brown in the scooter will round third, and it's going to score without a throw. Templeton round second. He's going to try for third. Sachs cuts it off, throws to Hamilton, and Gary has his 4th triple of the year and ties this game at 1. You knew it had to have been a triple. Marshall didn't misplay it. He had to wait for it. And Templeton had the speed to get the triple. The bigger question was Brown, who has my speed, could motor all the way around first, and he does. And so he's greeted in the San Diego dugout with some Gatorade and some oxygen. So here's Eddie Whitson. Eddie is 1 for 24 on the replay, but that one hits a double. There is still nobody out. He's hitting .042 and has struck out 11 times. Templeton on third. Ground ball is short. Anderson will take the sure out at first. Templeton's going to score, and the Padres, with 1 out here in the third, go up 2-1. The Goats are not happy. Opening 9 for Leary, 35 pitches, 2 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Marvell Wynn is 0 for 1. Fly ball, left field, Heap, and that'll go foul. Somebody from San Pedro made that catch. And a ball and 2 strikes. This is it for the live streams this week. Wifey's on vacation. And so tomorrow, we're going to have a date. A 1-2 to win. Struck him out. First for Larry. He got in a chase. A 1-2 fastball. So 2 out for Alomar, who's 0 for 1. Got him. So Leary responds to those 2 plays with 2 strikeouts. He chased a 1-2 fastball, and that'll do it. But the Padres get 2 on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the third here in game 1. San Diego 2, Los Angeles 1. So opening 9 for Whitson, 35 pitches, 2 innings, 3 hits, a run it was earned, and 2 strikeouts. Sachs is 0 for 1. Left field, Moreland, 1 out. So here's Stubbs. Franklin stole a base and scored in the first after he singled. Ground ball to Kruk. John takes it to the bag himself for the out. Stubbs is retired, 2 away for Danny Heat, who struck out his first time up. Heap, of course, played for a number of teams, including the Mets in the mid-'80s, and Danny Heap's probably biggest claim to fame was being Nolan Ryan's 4,000th strikeout victim. And little did we know in 1984 that Ryan would go on to strike out 1,700 more people. Ball 4. So Heap reaches. The 3-1 fastball missed upstairs. 2 out for Marshall, who singled home Stubbs in the first. For Marshall, he's now driven in 43. Line drive to Templeton. Gary's there, and that'll do it. So no runs, no hits. The Dodgers have left on 3, and after 3, it's San Diego 2, Los Angeles 1. So Gwynn, Kruk, and Moreland to face Leary here in the 4th. Tony is 0 for 1. If you were to make an all-star team of players to have never won a World Series, well, I think 2 of the players in the outfield and left field, you'd have Ted Williams. And in right field, you'd have Tony Gwynn. Pitch to Gwynn. Walked him. A full count fastball just missed outside. Gwynn still has pretty good speed. Here's Kruk. John is 0 for 1. In fact, they'll throw to first. And Gwynn is back. I suppose you would put Ernie Banks at short. Pitch to Kruk. Drops one down. Sosha throws to Sachs covering, and Kruk is retired. So Gwynn moves to second, 1 out. Here's Moreland. Keith is 0 for 1. Base hit, right center field. Shelby will cut it off. Gwynn has good speed. He's going to score without a throw, and the Padres go up 3-1. So San Diego has 3 hits in this ballgame, and they have scored 3 times. Here's Santiago. He is 0 for 1. Update from the Igloo in Pittsburgh. TJ Oshie gets the Caps on the board on the power play at 6:30 of the first period. And the Penguins lead the Caps 2-1. Oshie, of course, one of U.S. hockey's greatest heroes. Pitch to Santiago. In the left center. Shelby moving over will make the catch, and Moreland goes back to first. 2 out for Chris Brown. Chris has singled and driven in and scored. Leary came into this game with an earned run average of 204. It's now up to 225. Ground ball to Anderson. Dave will throw to first, and Brown is retired. And with that, the Padres get a run on a hit and no errors. They finally strand a runner, and after 3.5, it's San Diego 3. The Dodgers 1. So here's a live look at the standings. In the National League West, the Reds are sitting pretty at 39-25. They have a 5.5 game bulge on the Dodgers, which in most races we would consider safe or at least comfortable. The Astros are 7.5 back, and the Padres are in 4th and 8 back. Poor Braves are 18-43. In the East, the Mets have a 6.5 game lead over the Pirates. They've gained 2 games on Pittsburgh this week, and they have the best record in baseball at 43-20. So again, playoff tickets on sale at Shea. In the American League East, Milwaukee, I think, has as large of a lead as you can get in that division. 2.5 over Toronto, 3 over Boston and Detroit. And the Yankees are 3.5 back. Cleveland has fallen out of it. And in Baltimore, the Baltimore Colts band is throwing things at the TV watching football. In the American League West, the Twins have a half-game lead over Kansas City, 2 over Oakland and 4 over Seattle. Interesting thing is, Bill Keller over on Facebook is doing an 87 replay And the Twins are not only in dead last, they're 20 games out of first place. Just goes to show that anything can happen in any given replay. John Shelby, Mike Scioscia, and Hamilton here in the fourth. Shelby is 0 for 1. Line drive to Alomar, 1 out. So here's Scioscia, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball to Templeton. Gary's got it, throws to Kruk for the out, 2 away. For Jeff Hamilton, who's 0 for 1. Have you guys ever had a team that just kind of, I know that the 87 Twins were questionable. Most of those mid-80s American League West winners were questionable, whether they should have won or not. But if you ever had a team that has completely misfired like that, gets away from Santiago on strike 3, the throw down to Kruk and Analuin. So the Dodgers go in order in the fourth, and after 4, San Diego 3, Los Angeles 1. So Templeton, Whitson, and Wynn to face Leary here in the 5th. Gary tripled, drove home his 12th, and scored a run. I've had teams overperform before. I'm trying to think if I've had someone underperform that badly. Fly ball, left center. Shelby waits, makes the catch, 1 out. Whitson has his first RBI of his season. 1 out here in the 5th, 3-1 Padres. Fly ball left field, Heap in the corner. Danny reaches in the seats, and Whitson's hurt. Oh my goodness, what a bad break for San Diego. Whitson was grabbing his hammy as he was trying to run down the line. Heap made the catch. And now the Padres are going to need 5 innings out of their pen. So the Dodgers catch an unfortunate break. Here's Marvell Wynn. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Everyone takes some time as the Padres try to get someone loose in a hurry in the pen. But with 2 out, you're just not going to get a lot of time. Larry, 18 batters, 4 2/3, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. All 3 runs are earned. So Whitson cannot win this. Pitch to Win. Got him. So it's going to be Greg Booker. He'll have all the time he needs, and while he warms up, we'll send you to a commercial. Well, the first of 2 on the cards today between the Padres and the Dodgers, and it's been an eventful one so far. 3-1 San Diego. The Dodgers got on the board first. Mike Marshall, an RBI single to make it 1-0. In the third, San Diego took a 2-1 lead. Gary Templeton scored Chris Brown to make it a 1-1 game, and then Eddie Whitson, a fielder's choice, to make it 2-1. In the fourth, Keith Moreland singled home Tony Gwynn to make it 3-1. And then just a moment ago, Ed Whitson was hurt running to first on a fly ball. So he's out. Greg Booker will come in to pitch for the Padres. So Whitson's day is done, and he was going quite well. 4 innings, 3 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Leary, those numbers look okay, but I don't think he's pitched all that great. 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Let's tell you about Greg Booker. He's 28 years old, fastball at 89, and a ground ball pitcher. He's making his 24th appearance. He'll start 2 games this year. He is 1-1 with a save and an earned run average of .499. How many Pearl can you get? He went 2 days ago against the Giants in a 4-3 loss. He went 2 innings, 29 pitches, a hit, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Overall, 30 2/3. He'll bat 9th, by the way. They did not make a double switch. 37 hits, 17 runs, all of them earned. 3 homers. He has walked 10 and struck out 19. And Booker can go 75 pitches. He can go for a while. Dave Anderson is singled. He's 1-for-1. So the Dodgers catch a break here. Remember, all injuries are 1 day only, so Whitson will make his next start. Pitch to Anderson. Struck him out. Booker got him on a 2-2 curve looking. So that'll bring up Leary, who struck out his first time up. Booker does strike out a fair amount of batters. In the real season, he struck out 43 over 63 2/3. Pitch to Leary. Base hit up the middle. So as this crowd settles in for a doubleheader, and good afternoon, my name is Ron Zuckett. Welcome to the program. A natural doubleheader between the Dodgers and the Padres on Friday, June 17th, 1988. So Greg Booker in for the injured Eddie Whitson. Steve Sachs is 0-for-2. Fly ball left field. Moreland makes the catch for the out, and Leary goes back. I'm seeing on my computer traffic from Chicago. It took a while for Windows to realize that I'm still in Burlington, Vermont. And so the traffic advisories had become right. But last night, for probably most of you with Windows 11, Franklin Stubbs, by the way, 1-for-2. He has singled, scored, and stolen a base. It was a Windows 11 update, which woke both my wife and I up because the laptop came on at 12:30 this morning. My computer thinks I'm in Chicago again. Ground ball up the middle. Alomar has it. Templeton for 1. Gary will not throw to... Well, it doesn't matter because that was 3 out. So, never mind, Ron. No runs, a hit, no errors. And after 5, it's San Diego 3, the Dodgers 1. So, Alomar, Gwynn, and Kruk to face Leary here in the 6th. This is the one the Dodgers need. Don Sutton going for him in Game 2. Base hit the opposite way for Alomar in the left center. Heap will pick it up. 4th hit for both teams. Here's Gwynn. He walked and scored his last time up in the 4th. Leary flings it over to Stubbs, and Alomar is back. They will pitch out. There goes Alomar. The throw down to Anderson, and Robbie is in there with his 11th steal. So the Padres trying to manufacture a run. We're keeping you updated on a Eastern Conference playoff semifinal game from 2016. Pens and Caps. Pens lead the series 2-0. And in the first, the last update, they lead 2-1. Fly ball, right field. Marshall will make the catch. Alomar will retreat back. Alomar's going to run. Marshall uncorks the throw. It's a direct throw to Hamilton. He puts on the tag, and he's out. They got him. What a throw from Marshall. And Hamilton was there, put on the tag, and there's 2 out. So Marshall and Hamilton get a round of applause. Here's Kruk. John is 0-for-1 with a sac bunt. Fly ball, right field. Marshall again gets a standing O, makes the catch, and that'll do it. So the Padres get a hit and you have them thrown out trying to get the third. No runs, no errors, and after 5.5, it's 3-1 San Diego. So Heat, Marshall, and Shelby to face Booker here in the 6th. Danny is walked and struck out. As the real NHL season winds down, and for those of you who play Bones and Blast and Appa and Strat, aren't you curious in how Austin Matthews is going to get carded? Already has 65 goals on the year and has a chance to get 70. That's a lot of goals. Pitch to Heat. That's in the left center field for a base hit. Wynn will pick it up. Now, if the Leafs can actually do something with that in the postseason is another story. But that's a healthy number. Mike Marshall 1 for 2. Has a single and drove in the lone run for the Dodgers in the first. Slams this one into left center. Back goes Wynn. Marvell makes the catch, and Heat goes back to first. Thought Booker was going to throw over, which is why I didn't try to steal him. 1 out for Shelby, who's 0 for 2. Struck him out. So Booker is fan 2. He chased a 1-2 curveball for strike 3. Second for Booker. Here's Sosha 2 out. Mike is 0 for 2. So one morning last week, my Madam Speaker beeped at me, telling me I had a notification. Was kind of in a grumpy mood. And so I asked her to tell me what it was. And it was that the Montreal Canadiens had been eliminated from the playoffs. Thanks. Thanks for that. Pitch to Sosha. Left field. Moreland makes the grab, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, and no errors. And after 6, it's the Padres 3, the Dodgers 1. So Moreland, Santiago, and Brown here in the 7th. Keith 1 for 2. He is singled and driven in a run. First to 2 on the channel today. Padres and Dodgers. Natural doubleheader on a beautiful night in Southern California. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Heap into the corner. He's running out of room. And that is off the wall. Moreland is in the second standing as the throw goes into third. And for Moreland, that's his 8th double of the year. So here's Santiago. Benito is 0 for 2. Want to wish our friend Ivan Diaz the best. He is not feeling all that well and has stepped away. He is the guru, by the way, for time travel baseball. And has kept that game alive along with some others. And so, Ivan or Ivan, if you're watching this at some point, we wish you all the best and a speedy recovery and look forward to seeing you soon. Santiago drips one down. Stubbs has it, throws to Sachs covering, and he's out. Moreland goes to third, 1 out for Brown. And if you're a Padre fan, what can Brown do for you? He's 1 for 2. I'm hearing in my ear we have an update for you on that hockey game. He has scored, and as Leary roams around the mound, Pittsburgh had back-to-back chances of a goal, 1-13 and 1-12, and missed. You doing this on the computer, or you doing this cards and dice? Steeler fan has chucked that 20-sided die. Moreland on third, Brown in the center. Shelby, that's deep enough to score Moreland for sure. Shelby back on the base of the track, makes the catch and just throws it back in. And Moreland is safe. Shelby did throw home. 4-1, by the way, now, San Diego. Here's Templeton, Gary, 1 for 2. Tripled. Super advanced cards and dice. I love the super advanced version of that. I wish that the computer game played the same as the real game. It's always interesting to have a 30 cards in the cards and dice game per period and 35 for the computer. So 2 out for Templeton and a 4-1 lead for the Padres. Ground ball to Hamilton. Jeff throws it across, and it's stretch time here at Dodger Stadium. 4-1 Padres. So Hamilton, Anderson, and we'll see here in the 7th. Jeff struck out. He's 0 for 2. Booker has gone 2 innings since coming in for Whitson, and is in line now for his 2nd win of the year, should it's hold. Ground ball to Alomar. Robbie throws to first. 1 out. Anderson 1 for 2. Steeler fan saw the eclipse, or at least was in the path of it, I think. Anderson has a single. He's 1 for 2. Ground ball to Alomar. Over to Kruk. 2 out. And so we'll let Leary pitch the 8th. Nobody on. Leary hasn't pitched that terrible. Only given up 5 hits. So was the Padres pitching. But the Dodgers have left on 5 and the Padres just 1. Leary has singled and struck out. Booker winds and fires. Ground ball left side, base hit. So Leary can hit. That's his 2nd hit of the ball game. And he's now hitting .371 on the replay. So that'll bring up Sachs, who is 0 for 3. 6th hit for the Dodgers. The Padres have 5. Pitch to Sachs, up the middle. Templeton has it, a web jam, and throws out Sachs. Gary scooped it up and threw to first on one smooth motion, and that'll do it. He robbed Sachs of a single and will go to the 8th. Dodgers, no runs, a hit. They'll leave a runner on, and after 7, it's 4-1 San Diego. So let's see what the Padres do with Booker. He's thrown 53 of his 75 pitches he's rated for and is doing well. 0 for 2 on the replay with 2 strikeouts. Steeler fan says it was very overcast in Houston, so there really wasn't anything to see. That's too bad. John, I don't know if he's still watching. I bet he was driving during it. And Randy Reddy will come in to pinch hit. So Booker's day is done. Pitched very well. Randy Reddy is a pinch hitter, hitting .167 overall, .295, 5 homers, and 32 RBI. So Leary will probably get the 8th, unless he gets into trouble. Fly ball, left field. Heap, 1 out. I didn't know this until yesterday, as Marvell Wynn steps up. He's 0 for 3. Struck out twice. Leary, 105 pitches through 27 batters, 7 in the 3rd, 5 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. That World News Tonight on ABC was done from the waterfront here on Lake Champlain. They were in Burlington, Vermont. And David Muir was looking very tan. The bronzer was passed around. One of the two. Marvell Wynn hits a ground ball to Anderson over to Stubbs for the out. Here's Robbie. Robbie 1 for 3. A strike single, a stolen base, and a strikeout. I think Peter Jennings did World News Tonight once from Burlington too. So that's pretty cool. Of all the places that they could have done the news from during the eclipse that they chose Burlington, Vermont. Pitch to Alomar. That's up the middle for a base hit. Shelby will throw it in. Alomar has a single. Anderson should have had that. In fact, Alomar might go for two. The throw to second. They got him! Oh, Alomar got greedy. So Anderson with a poor play, but the good throw from Shelby ends the inning. Wowzers! And after 7.5, it's 4-1 San Diego. Oh, I didn't realize they were up here, John. He's usually home early on Mondays. No, see, we could see it from where I lived. So the waterfront, he was supposed to be mowing the lawn, but he got watching the coverage. Was hoping they'd pan out and you'd get a glimpse of me. Now, they were probably about 1,000 feet from where I live. It's just too many people. There's 50,000 people in town extra. It was the largest event in the city's history, I've been told. So, no, we watched it from home. We got a very good view. So, we'll tell you about Mark Davis, who's going to try for the 6-out save here. And by the way, after one at the Igloo, 2-1 Pens, they've outshot the Caps 14-6. So, Davis, 11 saves and 12 tries for him. He's won his last 3 decisions, 30th appearance. A 2.54 ERA. He is 4-3. He's 28 years old. Hard fastball pitcher. Ground ball plus, and that fastball tops out at 97. And Davis will win the Cy in 89. He last pitched 4 days ago in a 10-7 win over the Giants. He went 1 inning, 15 pitches, allowed a hit. Against these Dodgers in San Diego on the 12th, 5 days ago, he got a 6-out save on 31 pitches. So overall for Davis, 49 2/3, 46 hits, 15 runs, 14 earned. He gave up a home run. He's walked 9 and struck out 45. So Stubbs, Heap, and Marshall, 2, 3, and 4 to face Davis here in the 8th. We do have Kurt Gibson. I think I'll save him, though. Who can hit a lefty? Mickey Hatcher will pinch hit. As a pinch hitter, hitting 200 with 5 RBI. Overall, 302 with 15 RBI. And the guy that's from Pittsburgh originally, or that area, who goes by Steeler fan, who roots for the Astros, admits he's a big Penguins fan. Davis starts his effort. Hatcher rips this one into left field for a base hit. So that move works. Hatcher a long turnaround, and now you bring in Gibby to pinch hit for Heap. So Gibson has not had a pinch hit appearance. He is on a 10-game hitting streak, hitting .327. The MVP has hit 15 homers and driven in 45. So Hatcher with my speed on first, and Gibby is snorting away at the plate, and Mark Davis on this 62-degree night is starting to sweat bullets. Got him! A 2-2 fastball chased for strike 3. Brings up Mike Marshall. Mike 1 for 3 with an RBI. Steeler fan hadn't played a lot of hockey in the last 20 years, but has been lately. Give a plug for Action PC Hockey, by the way, if you're not in the card and dice thing. It's a very good game, but Strat Cards and Dice Hockey is a good game. There's a ground ball to Templeton. Gary might try for 2. Alomar for 1 over to Kruk, and that is a 6-4-3 double play. So, after 8 innings, no runs, a hit, and no errors, it's the Padres 4 and the Dodgers 1. So Gibson goes into left. Actually, I'm being told that Steeler fan grew up in Parma, Ohio, in the chicken neighborhood, across on Eggplant Street, a suburb of Cleveland. So Hatcher, a 7 at first. Let's set the Dodger defense for you. It's Gibson in left. He's a 5 and a 3. Shelby and Marshall. Hamilton, Anderson, Saxon, now Hatcher, who's a 7 at first. And Sosha and Leary remain the battery. Gwynn, looking to extend his hitting streak to 8, is 0 for 2. And they're commiserating in the chat whether the Penguins should have won their 3rd straight cup in 1993. And I will go out on a limb and say I was quite happy with the team that won the Stanley Cup in 1993. Pitch to Gwynn. Ball 4. So here's John Kruk. He is 0 for 2. So Gwynn's hitting streak, much like Molitor's last night, will get snapped. Leary is pretty strong. So we will leave him in to face Kruk. Sosha and Leary have a word. That word is don't throw meatballs. Could be 2. Sacks to Anderson for 1. Dave pivots, throws to Hatcher, and they turn it. A 4-6-3 double play. So 2 out for Moreland, who's 2 for 3. A single, a double, an RBI, his 27th, and a run scored. John, do you play strat hockey? So 2 out for Moreland. And Shane Mack is going to pinch hit. The return of the Mack will eventually be with the Minnesota Twins. Is hitting .333 with an RBI. .318, no homers, and 11 RBI in total. So nobody on, 2 out here in the top of the 9th. Game 1, Padres 4, Dodgers 1. Pitch to Mack. Ground ball to Hatcher. Mickey's been a busy little beaver. Takes it to the bag, and that'll do it. So the Dodgers need 3 to tie and 4 to win. And they'll try to do it off of Mark Davis. It'll be Shelby, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. If you're in the Chicagoland area, the traffic pileup between 90 and 94, I believe that's the Dan Ryan, will clear up eventually. That's what my computer is telling me. And I'm not kidding. My computer thinks I'm in Chicago. Pitch to Shelby. There's a base hit into right center field, and Wynn will pick it up. 8th hit for the Dodgers. 4-6-0 for the Padres. They've left on 1. And you can't really do much better than that. The Dodgers, a run on 8 hits and no errors, and they have left on 6. Oh! I think we might have a hookup here for hockey cards. Sosha is 0 for 3. I have that season on the computer. Throw to first, and Shelby's back. Nobody out. Bottom of the 9th, game 1 of 2 here. So if you're just joining us, you got a full game to go. 4-1 Padres. Pitch to Sosha. This might be 2. Alomar to Templeton for 1. Gary throws to Kruk, and we're down to the last chance salute here in game 1. For Jeff Hamilton, who will get pinch hit 4 by Rick Dempsey. Gardner doesn't play a heck of a lot of strat. Rick Dempsey will come in. Dempsey, as a pinch hitter, does not have one. Getting 171, no homers, and 2 RBI. think Appa is his pretty much go-to now for everything. Although he does like Hockey Bones, which I know he does have 92, 93 for. And some Blast. And so, if they can make a connection here, any of those Cup final sets for the Pens, let us know, and we can see in Stratton, we can find a good home for those. Pitch to Dempsey, and there's a base hit in the left center field, so that one worked. So here's Anderson. Dave is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Ground ball to Alomar. Robbie throws to first, and the Padres take the first of this twin bill by the score 4-1. So the Dodgers are going to rue this. 2 hours and 58 fake minutes. Greg Booker is going to be our Digital Dice MVP. 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for the Padres. They go to 32 and 33, and they left on 1. That's pretty good. The Dodgers are run on 9 hits, no errors, and they left on 7. Larry falls to 8 and 4. He pitched well, but not well enough. 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. Booker goes to 2 and 1. 3 hits through 3 and 2 strikeouts, in for the injured Eddie Whitson. And Mark Davis picked up his 12th save, 2 innings, 3 hits, and a strikeout. You're going to get a commercial, you lucky, lucky people. We'll do game 2 in a moment. How you doing, Big Dave? So game 2. For you. The Padres won the first. The Dodgers have now lost 6 straight, and they fall to 32 and 30. In 8 out of 10, I thought they'd won that. Anyway, Dennis Rasmussen takes the mound for San Diego over from the Reds. His second start against the Dodgers. And Don Sutton, the ageless wonder, is 3 and 4 with a 4.73 ERA. It is chilly now. 57 degrees as we get set for game 2.
Play ball.
Thank you. Don Sutton making his 13th of 16 starts. He'll leave the scene on August 9th. Those numbers aren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. He's 43 years old. Fastball at 83 and a ground ball pitcher. Sutton, one of the few baseball players ever to play on Match Game. Last faced these Padres on the 11th, so he's on 6 days rest. He lost 7-3. This is not what the Dodgers wanted. The Reds are going, oh yeah. 4 innings, 97. Oh my gosh, he got Christmas treed. 97 pitches, 9 hits, 7 runs all earned, 2 homers. He walked 3 and struck out 2. So at the end of May, he had an earned average of 343. As we hit in the middle of June, it's now 473. 66 and 2/3, 68 hits, 39 runs, 35 earned. He's given up 6 homers. He's walked 31 and struck out 27. And Swap Shop today is brought to you by Uncle Ron's Snake Oil. In our 2 new flavors, pineapple and Carolina Reaper. Here, that's my commission. Padres line up like this for game 2. Come on, there we go. Marvell Wynn will lead off in center field. Randy Reddy gets the call at second. He'll bat second. Tony Gwynn, who had a hitting streak snapped in game one, will bat third in right field. John Kruk, who reminds you, lady, that he's a ball player, not an athlete, will clean up at first base. Carmelo Martinez in left will bat fifth. Benito Santiago gets to catch both ends of a doubleheader. Lucky him. He'll bat sixth. Tim Flannery is at third. He'll bat seventh. Dickie Thon plays short and bats eighth. And Dennis Rasmussen is on the mound going ninth. And Sutton, if everything aligns, can go sixth. Defensively for the Dodgers, it'll be Kirk Gibson in left. He's a 5 and a 3. John Shelby a 5 and a 5 in center. Mike Davis a 3 and an 8 in right in game number 2. Jeff Hamilton a 4 at third. Dave Anderson at 8 at short. Steve Sachs a 4 at second. Mickey Hatcher gets the call in game 2. He's a 7 at first. Rick Dempsey 5 and a 5 behind the plate, so Socha doesn't have to catch both ends. And Sutton a 6 with a 944 fielding percentage. And guys, if you want to, and if you got stuff you want to trade or sell in the chat, go right ahead. I mean, that's what, community's for. Marvell Wynn, we got all the abacuses out between games and redid the sheets and all that. Hitting 259, a homer, and 12 RBI. So it is 57 degrees, and the wind's blowing out to the San Gabriels and the Union 76 station in center at 8. Pitch to Wynn. Struck him out. Good start for Sutton, an 0-2 curve. He chased it. For Randy Reddy, who's hitting 293, 5 homers, and 32 RBI. Chuck Woolery had the love connection. I suppose we could have the card connection. And what did you do when you finally got that vaunted 1992-93 hockey set? Well, frankly, we burnt the Canadians. Pitch to Reddy. Randy hits a ground ball to Hatcher. He'll take it to the bag himself for the out. Brings up Tony Gwynn, hitting 316 again. He just had an 8-game hitting streak snapped. 2 homers and 20 RBI. Sutton winds and fires. He bunts. Imagine that, Hatcher off the mound over to Sachs, and that'll do it. So the Padres go in order in the first here in game 2, and after half an inning, there's no score. Dennis Rasmussen gets the call. He's over. This is his second start, a 20 for the Padres. He's 29 years old, fastball 87 and a fly ball pitcher. I would venture to guess that if there was anyone more upset about how the 1993 season ended for the Pittsburgh Penguins, it would be Brian Trottier, because it was his old friends, the Islanders, that knocked him out. In Rasmussen's first start for the Pods, it was down in San Diego, a 7-3 complete game win. 9 innings, 135 pitches, 9 hits, 3 runs, all earned, a homer. He walked 6 and struck out 3. And it does not have his number with the Reds. This will be the lineup he'll face in game 2. Steve Sachs leads off at second. Mickey Hatcher at first will bat second. Kirk Gibson in left will go third. John Shelby cleans up in center. Jeff Hamilton at third will bat fifth. Rick Dempsey gets the call behind the plate. He'll go sixth. Mike Davis in right will bat seventh. Dave Anderson at short goes eighth. And Don Sutton on the mound will bat ninth. And Rasmussen, because Uncle Ron can talk, can go about 125 pitches, and depending on the day, that might be enough to do it all. And remember, Mark Davis went 2 innings in game 1 to lock down the save. Sachs at 279 or 272, 2 homers and 14 RBI. Carmelo Martinez is a 5 and an 8 and left. Marvell Wynn a 6 and a 3 in center, and Tony Gwynn is a 6 and an 8 in right. Tim Flannery, by the way, a 6 at third. Dickie Thon is a 6 at short. Randy Reddy a 3 at second. John Kruk a 4 at first. Benito Santiago a 10 and a 6 behind the plate, and Rasmussen is a 7 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Sack starts game 2. Fly ball to right. Gwynn will make the catch. John, this be one of these things. I got a 32-inch monitor and it didn't all fit. It was one of those Christmas presents from his wife when we were dating. Aww. So it really was a love connection when she wanted to get me something different from strap baseball or football. So we ordered the calamari and it was love at first bite. And so she took notice that I was playing the heck out of Sega hockey. And I'm a Flyers fan. It was Lindros's rookie year. I enjoyed it for a little while, but always baseball and football whispering in my ear. Never went back to it. Carried it across the country to San Francisco and back. Never had any intentions of selling it. Oh, how sweet. Strat football? Is that your football game of choice? Here's Mickey Hatcher hitting .310, no homers, and 15 RBI. Rasmussen deals. Ground ball to Reddy. Randy throws to first for the out. And John says yes. So here's Gibby at .326. Kirk has 15 homers and 45 RBI. I think she'd probably find it sweet that it's going to go to a good home. And that makes it all the much a better story. And no doing unspeakable things with John LeClaire's card stealer fan. Got him. So Gibson strikes out on an 0-2 swinging, and that'll do it. Inning in the books here in game 2, no score. So Kruk, Martinez, and Santiago to face Sutton here in the second. Kruk at .266, 3 homers and 20 RBI. Ball 4. I gotta be honest, watching game 5 of that final, Steeler fan might burn Montreal and the Islanders, but that's it. I was so thrilled. And I got so drunk. Bought myself, because I was legal, a 6-pack of Molson Export. Carmelo Martinez at .235, 5 homers and 16 RBI. And enjoyed a couple of them as they won that Stanley Cup. Not having any idea that I would never see another Habs Stanley Cup win again. Pitch to Martinez. Carmelo in the left field. Gibbs, or maybe not. Hamilton on the grass in shallow left will make the catch. 1 out. Santiago at .264, 7 homers and 35 RBI. If you would have told me in 1993 that that would be the last Canadian with an A Stanley Cup, I would never have believed it. Pitch to Santiago. Struck him out. 2-2 fastball. Got him to chase. 2 out. So here's Tim Flannery at .267. A triple and 5 RBI. You got to think one of these years that the Maple Leafs are going to make a run. And with all the talent that Edmonton has, that they're going to make a run. Whether it's this year or not is another story, but pitch to Flannery. Kruk goes. That's in the right and will drop in front of Davis for a base hit. And Kruk will test out Davis's arm with 2 out. Davis puts a good bit of sauce on that throw. The throw down to third is direct, but that's not even going to be close, and Flannery goes to second. In fact, Davis throws it away. Does the run score? The run does not score. It skipped past Hamilton, and you get the error because Flannery moves up to second. Kruk didn't think he could get down the line enough to score the run, so it's an error on Davis, and here's Dickie Thon hitting .248, no homers and 4 RBI. 2 out, top the second, no score. Gets away from Dempsey, and here comes Kruk. So everybody moves up 90. The Padres get a run on the wild pitch from Sutton. And if the Dodgers lose this, they are in real trouble. Oh, my goodness. She also gave me up a football on Christmas. If I get the mouse right, it came with the 95 Steelers and Cowboys. When I saw that Deion Sanders was the Cowboys' #2 receiver. Ouch. You said nope. The kind of game doesn't include Alvin Harper and the Cowboys, I thought. Even if it was a starter set to learn the game, come on, about a year later you donated it to Goodwill. That was your first impression of APA. Then I saw how much it cost for a set. You play the baseball game or no? So 1-0, 2 out. Flannery down the line at third. Ground ball to Hatcher. Mickey takes it to the bag, and that'll do it. So the Dodgers defense cost them a run on a hit and an error. And after an inning and a half here in game 2, San Diego won, the Dodgers nothing. So here's Shelby, Hamilton, and Dempsey to face Rasmussen. Shelby at 262, 2 homers, and 20 RBI. And Shelby draws the walk. The Dodgers are in a skid, and they need this one something fierce. Here's Jeff Hamilton hitting 238, 5 homers, and 19 RBI. In the left field, Wynn moving over, and Shelby will make the catch. 1 away. For Rick Dempsey hitting 190 and 2 RBI. Some games just click for certain people. Dempsey in the left field, Martinez will make the catch, and Shelby goes back to first. Only a little bit curious. For a basic game, it is very, very good. So is payoff pitch. Mike Davis hitting 224. No, 3 triples and 14 RBI. 2 out, 1-0 Padres here in game 2. Throw to first, and Shelby is back. Got him! So Rasmussen's through 2, no runs, no hits, and no errors. And after 2, it's 1-0 San Diego. Yeah, Steeler fan, that was my first game. I'm a big fan offliner roster card, by the way. I don't know if it's still being sold. Rasmussen, by the way, 2 for 3 since coming over from the Reds. He singled twice and scored. Sutton starts the third. Ground ball to Sack. Steve's got it. Throws to Hatcher. Rasmussen running, and he's going to beat it out because Hatcher couldn't handle the throw. Mickey Hatcher dropped it, and that's the second error for the Dodgers in this one. They have picked the wrong time to be going south. So Sutton's opening 39 pitches. 2 innings, a hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. So here's Wynn. He struck out his first time up. And a ball from Sutton. And Lasorda starts barking things out of the Dodger dugout. It's one thing to have a sweep at home and win it. Or even a split. This San Diego team isn't terrible. But you're on the verge of getting swept at home. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. Sutton put a little more mustard on that curve. A 1-2 curveball. Chase for strike 3. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, John. I'm not cheap either. Data files are easy to collect. They don't take up any room. And there's nothing wrong with what you play. Randy Reddy's 0 for 1 out. Got him. So Sutton now is borne down. A 2-2 fastball got him looking. So here's Gwynn. He's 0 for 1. Gets away from Dempsey, and Rasmussen goes to third. So a 3-1 count. And the Padres knocking on the door again. Ball 4. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Kruk, who has walked and scored. Up the middle, it's going to be over the mound. Anderson has to hurry. Kruk is safe. He beat it out. An infield hit for John Kruk. Not everyone pass out all at once. So the Padres have 2 hits and they have 2 runs for Martinez, who is 0 for 1. Got him. So Sutton eventually strikes out the side. He got him to chase a 1-2 fastball out of the zone. But it was a costly inning. The Dodgers make an error, and it hurt. A run and a hit. And after 2.5, it's San Diego 2, the Dodgers nothing. So it'll be Anderson, Sutton, and Sachs. Don hasn't even batted yet. Anderson at 263, no homers and 5 RBI. Rasmussen deals. There's a ground ball to Thon. Dickey throws it to first. And that's an out. Now the Dodgers may win this division with ease. We're still in the first half of the season. But they have picked the wrong time to go south Lucille. Here is Sutton hitting 100. He's 2 for 20. He has struck out 6 times. Make it 7. A 1-2 fastball below the belt, and there's 2 away for Sachs. So the opening 9 for Rasmussen. 33 pitches, 2 2/3, a walk and 3 strikeouts. Base hit for Sachs. And he's going for 2. The throw to Reddy, and Steve steals second, essentially his 9th double of the year. He just kept him going. The Dodgers need a spark, and they need one right now. Here's Hatcher. He's 0 for 1. Fly ball, right field. Gwynn will make the catch, and that'll do it. However, no runs. The Dodgers get their first hit of the ball game, and no errors. We go to the 4th. 2-0 Padres. So Santiago, Flannery, and Thon to face Sutton here in the 4th. Santiago is struck out. He's 0 for 1. There's a ground ball. Foul, third base side. One and 2 the count. Got him. That's 6 for Sutton. He has whiffed a ton. I think Sutton is pitching on eating shattered glass and drinking pickle juice today. 1 and 2. Got him. Santiago, I think he didn't realize that was a fastball. I think he thought that it was going to get something harder. And he didn't. And that's 6 for Sutton. Here's Flannery, who singled his first time up. Padres have 2 hits. Center field, Shelby. Running in, makes the catch. And dives and makes a sliding catch on the grass. 2 out. For Dickie Thorne, who's 0 for 1. Sutton needs an easy inning here in the 4th. He drops one down and is going to reach on a 2-out bunt for a hit. Thon popped up the bunt, and Sutton couldn't catch it. And the Dodgers have really turned into a bunch of Keystone Cops in this one. Here's Rasmussen, who reached on an error and scored. And Thon has good speed. 6:15 of the second, update for you. Chris Letang makes it 3-1. Pens his third of the playoffs. Washington's top defensive pairing are both -3 in this game. Throw to first. Thon is back. 2 out. Thon stays. Fly ball, right field. Davis coming in and will make the catch. We won't show you the standings again because they haven't changed since the first game. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Bottom of the fourth here in game 2. Boy, this seems like a lot more than a 2-0 San Diego lead. So Gibson, Shelby, and Hamilton to face Rasmussen here in the fourth. Kirk struck out his first time up. Ground ball, left side, base hit. So for as bad as the Dodgers have been playing, Shelby's a tying run. And he walked his first time up. Throw to first. Gibby back. Ooh. Gibby's going. Santiago throws down to Randy Reddy, and Gibson has his 15th steal. So if you wonder why Kirk Gibson is the MVP in the National League, that be why. At some point, kind of like when he needs to right now, carry the team on your back and see where you go. 1 strike count to Shelby. Ground ball to third. Flannery throws it to Kruk for the out. John, you've talked about your baseball projects. What do you play for football? Besides Strat. Jeff Hamilton is 0 for 1. Ground ball to Rasmussen. Guts to third or to second. Reddy and Flannery have Gibson in a rundown, and they tag him out. It'll be Reddy with the tag. So it goes 1-4. And 2 out. Hamilton on first for Dempsey, who is 0 for 1. Base hit left field. Martinez will pick it up. And Hamilton will go to third. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Mike Davis, who struck out his first time up. Rasmussen deals. Davis into left. Martinez comes in, makes the catch, and this one remains a 2-0 ball game. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. And after 4, Padres 2, Dodgers nothing. So Sutton, 18 batters deep. He's thrown 84 pitches through 4 innings. He's given up 1 earned run, 4 innings, 3 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 6. But the Dodgers defense has not been good around him. Marvell Wynn has struck out twice. Sutton starts the 5th. Ground ball to Hatcher, who will make the play by himself, 1 out. I think if you looked at the start of the game and went Sutton giving you 6, I think you'd take it. But the Dodgers, who lost the first game of this twin bill 4-1, are down 2-0 here in the 5th of game 2. Randy Reddy is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And that's into right field for a base hit. So they're hoping Sutton can give them 6. He actually is due up second in the 5th. This might be his last inning. Here's Tony Gwynn. Tony had an 8-game hitting streak stopped in game 1. He's over 1 in game 2 with a walk. Slow chopper to Hamilton at third. Only play is to first, and Gwynn is retired. So Reddy moves on to second, 2 out for John Kruk. John singled, drove home his 21st run, and scored his 27th. Been on a major baseball kick for a while, John says. But for football, you play primarily Action PC. Started a project with 72 Strat football, but stopped after 2 weeks worth of games. Back to baseball. I got to finish up And Strat hopes that 85 championship series. 72 Strat cards and dice. The tall boys or the newer stuff? Actually, they just re-released that, right? Steeler fan says, and now it's 4-1 Pittsburgh as Evgeny Malkin, I can pronounce that, scores his third of the postseason and 8 away to the second on a breakaway. The new releases, so the newer cards. Pitch to Kruk. John laces this one to right at Davis, and that'll do it. You guys get another commercial, you lucky, lucky people. Halfway home in game number 2. It's the Padres 2, the Dodgers nothing. Well, if you joined us late, it's a good day to be a San Diego Padre fan. They won the opener of this twin bill 4-1 and lead 2-0 in the nightcap. John Kruk, the hero, he scored on a wild pitch by Sutton in the second to make it 1-0. And in the third, he had an RBI single. 2-0 San Diego. Rasmussen, 3-hitter through 4 in the second start with the Padres. A walk and 3 strikeouts, and Sutton, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. It was earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 6. Yeah, John, I'm much more of a base. I haven't played football in a while. Pro Strategy football is such a good game, and I just lose interest. It'll be Anderson. How you doing, Jeff? Who's 0 for 1. So Sutton will be done. Boy, is it me, guys, or does this just feel like it's a blowout for San Diego? This does not feel like a 2-run game. Pitch to Anderson, draws the walk, and now the Dodgers will go to the bench and expect 12 outs from their pen. The good news is that Larry went the distance in game 1, and they didn't need to use it. All right, who can hit a lefty? And the answer to that is going to be, I don't want to burn Sosha. I am going to burn Mike Marshall. Mike has not pinch hit this year. 269, 8 homers, and 43 RBI. Anderson on first, nobody out, bottom of the 5th. Into right center, Wynn runs in, and Marvell will make the catch. Anderson goes back to the bag. We're with you next Monday, and I think we changed the game there. I think you get a Red Sox game. Surprise, surprise. Steve Sachs is 1 for 2 with a double. Rasmussen, 18 batters, 65 pitches, 4 1/3, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Foul tipped it. We joked before, ABC in real life had the LCS as an 88. And they're probably going to get the Mets. I mean, if they get the Mets and the Reds, they would love that. But the thought of Minnesota and Milwaukee, or Kansas City and Milwaukee, oh, yeah. That makes the executives in New York real happy. The 1-2 to Sachs walked him. So Rasmussen had him on a 1-2, and he lost him. So the full count fastball was high and in. Here's Hatcher, who's 0 for 2. So Anderson on second, Sachs on first. And remember, Steve is the tying run. Ground ball to Flannery, ready for 1. And Hatcher's going to reach as there is no throw. So there's 2 out. Dodgers were their biggest threat of the ball game. And here's Gibby, who is 1 for 2. He has singled, struck out, and stolen a base. Into right center. Wynn going back and will make the catch, and that'll do it. So the Dodgers threaten but do not score. No runs, no hits. They have left on 6 in Game 2. I think they left on 6 in Game 1. It's been ugly, 2-0. Padres. All right, so I don't want to use. What am I using here? It's righty, righty, lefty. Can't use Belcher. He's tomorrow's pitcher. So we start with Tim Cruz. Tim making his 17th appearance, 27 years old, ground ball plus pitcher, fastball at 87. Pitched against the Braves 2 nights ago. Remember, the Dodgers have lost 8 in a row. He went 1 inning, 14 pitches, a hit, and a strikeout. Cruz, 19 innings, 20 hits, 6 runs all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 11. Has no record and an earned run average of 284. With baseball, your usage is season long. John says even a sub gets 4 bats. In football, a guy could have a great card, but maybe you can only realistically use him for 4 carries a game. No, I just get bored with football. I think of the big 4, it's the one I play the least. Which is interesting because it's probably the only one of the big 4 I watched last year. Carmelo Martinez is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Into center field, Shelby coming in will make the catch. And there's 1 out for Santiago. Benito is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. So Cruz in for Sutton. And remember, it's only a 2-0 San Diego lead as we play the 6th. Ground ball to Hatcher. And Mickey takes it to the bag for the out. Flannery 1 for 2. Tim's got a single. You look at people like Greg Barrett, and that's all they play is football, and they love it. It's just, we've done it, and I'm with you. I have a hard time keeping an interest in it. Flannery 1 for 2, a single. Ground ball to Sack. Steve's got it, throws to Hatcher, and the Padres go in order. We've played 5.5. No runs, no hits, no errors. In game 2, 2-0 Padres. Shelby 0 for 1 with a walk. And the interesting thing about that is that if you were to do a full season replay, football would be the sport to do it. There's only 240 games. Pitch to Shelby. Fly ball left field. Martinez coming in, makes the catch. 1 out. Jeff Hamilton is 0 for 2. Ground ball to Thon. Dickie Thon has it, throws to Kruk. And that's another error. Hamilton's going to reach. Kruk will try to fish it out. For Thon, that's his 7th error. And that goes into the stands. Keith Olbermann's bomb gets nailed again. She should stop coming to my streams. That's all there is to it. And Hamilton's on second with 1 out for Rick Dempsey. So Dempsey is 1 for 2 with a single. Base hit left field. Hamilton will round third. Martinez has a great arm, and Hamilton puts on the brakes. So first and second for Mike Davis, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Runners on the corners, 1 out, a double play against San Diego out of it. Got him! A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed, 2 out. So here's Anderson. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And the Padres 1 out away, getting through this unscathed. Gets away from Santiago and everybody moves up 90. The Dodgers get a run. As Hamilton will score. Dempsey on second now, and a 2-1 count. So Santiago couldn't get it. It snuck by him and rolled all the way to the backstop. So a 2-1 count Anderson in the left. Martinez should track that one down, and he's got it. And so after 6, the Dodgers take advantage of the error and score. Also get a hit, and it's 2-1 Padres. So Thorne, Rasmussen, and Wynn to face Cruz here in the 7th. Did that in '86 with Strat Football full season with a friend in high school. Head-to-head. That was fun, but you also play with injuries. I honestly think, and again, just me, that football is much more of a fun game if you're doing it head-to-head. And Thorne swung on and missed a 2-2 fastball, but it got away from Dempsey, and Dickie Thorne reaches. So this game on Friday, June 17th, 1988 is starting to feel a heck of a lot like September 17th. They play for the bunt. Hamilton and Hatcher. They'll give Thorne the bag. Rasmussen is 0 for 2. After 40 minutes at the Igloo, 4-1 Penguins. They've outshot the Caps 22-18. He drops one down. He obliges. Hamilton throws to Sachs. Thorne goes to second. And there's one out for Marvell Wynn, who was 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. I will say this. I'm not huge into watching basketball anymore, but I really enjoy playing basketball. Don't ask me why. Up the middle for a base hit. Thorne has good speed. Shelby's pretty shallow. Thorne's going to score without a throw, and it's 3-1 San Diego. So here's Randy Reddy, who's 1 for 3. And so this hockey game is going to be paused for real-life issues. And so the Caps, in the last 20 minutes, need to figure out how to steal 3 goals to force overtime. Randy Reddy's 1 for 3, a single and a strikeout. Win on first. 3-1 Padres in the 7th. And Dempsey and Cruz have a word. Tim from the stretch. Base hit right field. Davis will pick it up. And it's all going south for the Dodgers now. Cruz says, I can get one more. Tommy says, I need you more than that. In comes Orozco to finish the inning. 1 out. Pitching change from Dodger Stadium. So Orozco makes his 19th appearance. He's 31 years old, slider at 91 and a ground ball pitcher. He last pitched 3 days ago against the Braves, who won 3-0. Wasn't his fault. An inning, 21 pitches, a walk and a strikeout. 19 2/3 for Jesse. Orozco, 13 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a homer. He has walked 15 and struck out 13. So Orozco to face Gwynn. Win on second, Reddy on first. Jesse deals up the middle. Base hit. Wynn will try to round third. Shelby throws it in the infield, but Wynn held. So they're loaded for John Kruk. So Wynn on third, Reddy on second, Wynn on first. Goodness gracious. This one has been all that in a bag of chips. Struck him out. Orozco got Kruk to look at a 1-2 changeup for strike 3. Wow, that is a huge out. And that'll bring up Carmelo Martinez, who is 0 for 3 with the strikeout. So Orozco, with 50,000 behind him in full throat, Up the middle, base hit. Wynn will score. Shelby will throw it back in. Ready, will score. A 2-run single, and the Padres are up 5-1. And much like a prom dress, it's all come undone for the Dodgers. Wow. So here's Santiago. He is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Steeler fan who's going to pack the stuff and get ready to go is loving life as an Astro fan. My goodness. So Gwynn on second, Martinez on first. 2 out. Ground ball to Sachs. Over to Hatcher, and that'll do it. But that was a costly inning. Stretch time, 5-1 Padres. Well, I don't think that could have gone any worse. Do you? Mike Sharpison will pinch hit for the Dodgers. Hitting .333 as a pinch hitter, .294 overall, 5 for 17. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. And the Padres are 9 outs away from being .500. Struck him out, 5 for Rasmussen. An 0-2 fastball in there for strike 3. Here's Sachs. So Rasmussen, 99 pitches, 6 1/3, 27 batters. Excuse me, drank that water too fast. 4 hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And Sachs is 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. And a ground ball to short. Thawne over to Kruk for the out. Nicky Hatcher is 0 for 3. In case you're wondering, this is the 9th of 18 games between the Dodgers and the Padres. And the Dodgers lead the season series by the sum of 5-3. If you're wondering about the Reds and the Dodgers, they will play 15 more times. The Dodgers lead that series 2-1 and outscored them 18-3. Yep, Padres getting the out they need from Rasmussen after Whitson left game 1 with an injury. Nicky Hatcher is 0 for 3. Dennis delivers. Base hit left field. Martinez got a late jump and should have made the catch. He did not. He's only played 11 games and left. Here's Gibson. Gibby 1 for 3. He has singled, stolen his 15th base, and struck out. Dodger fans trying to will a rally here in the 7th. That's a ground ball to Thawne. Not going to get anybody. How about that? The Dodgers catch a break. Dickie Thawne just kind of lollygagged on that. And the Dodgers have first and second and 2 out. For John Shelby, Rasmussen looks over at Thawne and shakes his head. Shelby over 2 with a walk. Dodgers trying to rally here in the 7th. Santiago says, slow down. Base hit left field. Martinez picks it up. Hatcher has no speed at third. And with 2 outs, going to hold. So they are loaded for, and Tim Flannery makes the 3rd power play in a row. So the Padres, you'd think they were opening up champagne. So here's Jeff Hamilton. He's 0 for 3 with a run scored. Hatcher on third. Gibson on second. Shelby on first. 5-1 Padres here in the bottom of the 7th. Rasmussen deals. Ground ball to Dennis. Over to Kruk, and the Dodgers get nothing. They load the bases and get nothing. No runs. 3 hits. They have stranded 10. And after 7, it's 5-1 San Diego. So Brian Holton gets the call. Brian is 2-4, a 5.40 ERA. His 24th appearance, 29 years old. Active on Facebook, by the way. Fastball at 88 and a ground ball plus pitcher. He last pitched in the Braves 4-3 win last night. He went 1 inning through 14 pitches, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 28 in the third innings, 38 hits, 18 runs, 17 earned. A home run. He's walked 12 and struck out 13. So Flannery, Thon, and we'll see. Remember, Mark Davis pitched 2 innings in game 1. Flannery 1 for 3 with a single. Slow chopper to Anderson, over to Hatcher for the out. 1 away. Dickie Thon 1 for 3, a single, a run scored, and a strikeout. The Padres did their best Keystone Cop impression in the bottom of the 7th and got away with it. There's a bagel up there. Base hit down the line. Gibson throws to second. Thon trying to slide under the tag, and he's in there with his 7th double. 9 hits for the Padres here in game 2. Let's see what they do with Rasmussen. They play for the bunt. Dennis is 0 for 2. He has scored a run. Stays in the game. Drops one down. Hatcher lets it roll. Is that a fair ball? It is. And Hatcher can't make the play, and there's an error. It rolled right under Mickey's glove, and everybody's safe. Oh, my goodness gracious. Buffy St. Marie. Hatcher with a little squibber down the line on the bunt, and he couldn't handle it. So here's Marvell Wynn, who was 1 for 4, has struck out twice, singled, driven in a run, and scored. Center field. That should score Thon. Shelby reaches over. Dickey should go back and tag. He does without a throw, and it's 6-1. So in 16 2/3 innings, the Padres have outscored the Dodgers 10-2. Randy Reddy 2 for 4. Single twice, scored, and struck out. Dodger fans are going to request I don't do any more of their games. Pitch to Reddy. There's a base hit into right center field. Shelby will pick it up. Reddy's in the second standing for his 8th double of the year. 10 hits for the Pods. Here's Gwynn, who was 1 for 3 with a walk. The ghost of Lorenzo is going to strangle me after this one. My goodness. Holton deals. Foul tipped. And the count is 0-2. To Sachs. Over to first for the out. But oh my goodness, was that costly. Padres a run on 2 hits and another Dodger error. They've made 3. And after 7.5, it's 6-1 San Diego. So Dempsey, Davis, and Anderson, and then the pitcher spot. Rick is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. To third, Flannery over to Kruk. 1 out. When I picked this out, I did not envision the Dodgers getting pounded. You're more than welcome. We'll have some live baseball for you Monday. Mike Davis is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. These are the type of games that can change seasons. Pitch to Davis. Struck him out. 6 for Rasmussen. And Davis has fanned 3 times today. Here's Anderson. He's 0 for 2. Dennis winds and fires into center field. Wind coming in. Rides a Schwinn. Makes the catch, and that'll do it. Dodgers go in order in the 8th. We head to the 9th. 6-1 San Diego. So Holton will stay in. Kruk, Martinez, and Santiago. And Santiago is the only Padre hitter not to reach base. Kruk 1 for 3. A walk, a strikeout, an RBI, and a run scored. And Kruk draws the walk. Here's Martinez. Carmelo 1 for 4 with 2 RBI and a strikeout. And Shane Mack will pinch hit. Pinch hit in game 1. 286 with an RBI as a pinch hitter. 315 and 11 RBI overall. Kruk on first. Nobody out here in the 9th. Base hit right field. My word. You got to think that there would be a team meeting in the LA clubhouse after this. Here's Santiago. He has struck out twice. Kruk on second. Mack on first. Nobody out. 6-1 Padres. Got him. So Santiago will take the collar. Here's Flannery, who is 1 for 4. Ground ball to Hatcher. Anderson for 1. And Hatcher, who has had a terrible day, will make the second out, and that'll do it. So, no runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Dodgers need 5 to tie and 6 to win. On a cold night now in Southern California, 51 degrees. Wind's blowing out to center at 7. The Dodgers need 5 to tie and 6 to win. And here comes Sosha to pinch hit. He does not have a pinch hit appearance. He's hitting 204. 2 homers and 25 RBI. Chopper to Reddy. To Kruk, 1 out. So Rasmussen trying to get the complete game. Here's Sachs. Steve is 1 for 3 with a double. 4 times through the lineup for Rasmussen. 128 pitches, 8 1/3, 7 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Left field. Mack is a 5 and a 7 out there, and that's 2 out. So Mickey Hatcher, last chance saloon for the Dodgers in this doubleheader. 1 for 4. The Reds are going to get half a game no matter what. And if the Reds win their game on this Friday night, they'll have picked up a game and a half. Hatcher, 1 for 4. Thon over to Kruk, and the Padres sweep. Wow. So this one was 3 hours and 1 minute. And for the 50,000 or so who were here for this, what a disappointment. 6 runs, 11 hits, and an error, and the Padres are 6-2 and even. They're at 33 and 33. They left on 10. They don't care. The Dodgers fall to 32 and 31. 1 run, 7 hits, and 3 errors. And they left on 10. So, wow. So Sutton falls to 3 and 5. Dennis Rasmussen is going to get your digital dice MVP. He went 9 innings of no earned run ball. His ERA is at 1.5 since coming over from the Reds. 7 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. The Dodgers just, oh my word. What a bad, bad game. And so for the moment, they fall 6.5 back. Now for the rest of this Friday night in baseball. At Wrigley, the Cubs beat the Expos 13-3. They pound out 17 hits. Rick Sutcliffe picks up his 6th win. Bryn Smith falls to 5-5. Ryan Sandberg currently fighting cancer. Goes 3 for 4, hits his 9th and drives in 2. Braves beat the Astros 6-4. In the first of 2, Bob Knepper takes a loss. Goes to 6-2. Ron Gant 3 for 3, hits his 5th. In the nightcap, wow, the Braves swept. They go to 20-43. Eichelberger goes to 2-1, and Joaquin Andujar falls to 0-2. You might be thinking the Padres, but oof, rigged. Yeah, right. Bruce Sutter picks up his 10th save. Detroit shuts down the Blue Jays 10-0. Frank Tanana 7-5. John Cerruti 3-4. Gary Pettis 4 for 5, 4 RBI and a double. Cardinals beat the Pirates 7-4 at Three Rivers. Joe McGrain 3-1. Dunn 3-6. Barry Bonds 3 for 4, his 12th of the year, and drives in 2. Reds beat the Giants 7-1, so a huge night for Cincinnati. Danny Jackson goes to 9-1. Adley Hammaker falls to 2-1, and Barry Larkin 3 for 4 with a double. Mets beat the Phils 2-1. Dwight Gooden 11-3, looking for a sigh. Kevin Gross 6-6, and Randy Myers. Remember, it's the 17th of June, and that's his 20th save. By the way, in that Detroit game, Frank Tanana went the distance through a 4-hitter and struck out 10. Cleveland beats the Yankees 6-2. John Farrell 5-6. John Candelaria 7-4. Julio Franco 3 for 4. Boston beats Baltimore 3-2. Welcam Boyd 4-3. Jay Tibbs, calling Mr. Tibbs, falls to 1-7. Rich Gedman 4 for 4. Seattle 8, Minnesota 5. Scott Bankhead 6-0. Frankie Viola 7-5. Moses 4 for 5. Brewers 4-3 over the White Sox. August 2-1. Long falls to 0-3. Dan Pasqua 3 for 4 is 9th and drives in 2. In 11 innings, California beat Kansas City 8-7. Craig Minton 1-0. Steve Farr 1-3. Jamie Quirk 3 for 4 and 2 triples. Dave Stewart 8 2/3. A 2-hit ball, gives up just 1 run and strikes out 8. They beat Juan Guzman 5-1. Guzman 5-6. Canseco 1 for 4 is 16th and drives in 2. Oh, Scotty, the Dodgers are now 7 back, and they have now lost 10 straight. So to wrap up here, the doubleheader, it's a sweep by the Padres. 4-1 in Game 1 and 6-1 in Game 2. When we're with you Monday, it'll be the Blue Jays and the Tigers from Detroit. So as we leave you for this week, the Brewers by 3 over the Red Sox, 3 over the Tigers, 3.5 over Toronto, and the Yankees are falling off. They're 4.5. In the West, it's Minnesota by a half game over Kansas City, 1 over Oakland, and Seattle by 3. In the National League East, the Mets have the best record in baseball and lead the Pirates by 7.5. Go get your tickets at Shea, blah, 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 blah. And dare we start opening up the playoff ticket gates at Riverfront? The Reds are 40-25, and they have a 7-game lead over the Dodgers. That doubleheader loss was costly. San Diego moves into 3rd. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks always for watching. Final scores, 6-1 in Game 2 and 4-1 in Game 1. The Padres are at 500. So long, everybody.